Hey Gemini, March 2026 is going to ask something from you that might feel almost impossible. It's going to ask you to be just quiet and to wait. And I know it feels like asking a bird not to fly because you understand yourself by talking things out. You connect to others through conversation. But this month, the universe is saying just not yet. Not now. The words aren't ready and the timing isn't right. And if you speak too soon, you'll create more chaos than clarity. So let's talk about why. Through March 20th, there is this intense concentration of planetary energy at the very top of your chart, in Pisces, in your 10th house. And the 10th house is the peak, the place where you are most visible to the world. It's your career, your reputation, your public standing, and the legacy you are building. Also, the sun is there too, which means your focus is there. Also, Mars is there too, which means, well, it means there's a battle happening, there's tension, there is this feeling like you have to fight for what you deserve. Like nothing's coming easily or every step forward requires twice the effort it should. And then there's Mercury, your ruling planet, the planet that governs your entire chart, and it's retrograde. It's moving backward through this most public, most visible part of your life. Your ability to communicate is compromised right now. The words aren't coming right. The ideas aren't landing the way they should. And this is happening at the top of your chart where everyone can see, where your mistakes are public. So here is what I need you to really understand, Gemini. Mercury retrograde is hard for everyone, but it's especially hard for you because Mercury is your ruler. When Mercury goes backward, you feel it in your bones and in your mind. And having it retrograde in your 10th house, in your career sector, and the place where you need to be sharp and clear, it can be a little difficult. So here's what's going to happen this month, and I'm telling you now so you are not caught off guard. You are going to want to have conversations at work that you absolutely shouldn't have. You are going to want to address issues with your boss or to clear the air with colleagues, to finally say all those things you've been holding back. And please don't. This is not the time. Also, this is not the month to change jobs. This is not month to sign new contracts, or this is not month to make big career moves, no matter how perfect the opportunity seems. And if you are really desperate or you need a job, then do, of course, what you have to do. But read that contract's every single word. Make sure what was promised verbally is actually written down in black and white. Because Mercury retrograde loves to hide things. It loves fine print. It loves misunderstandings. And jobs that start during Mercury retrograde, especially with the retrograde in your 10th house, they rarely last. So there's usually some issue that wasn't visible at the start, or maybe some problem that only reveals itself later. Some miscommunication that unravels the whole thing. So if you can possibly wait until after March 20th. I promise you'll have so much clarity then. But the 10th house isn't just about career. In traditional astrology, it also connected to family, to your public standing, the way your private life and your public life intersect. And the Mercury retrograde here, old family issues may come bubbling up too. Conversations you thought were finished, and someone's going to say something that triggers you, and your first instinct is going to be address it immediately and talk it out to explain your perspective. But here is the thing, they won't probably understand. Not right now, because Mercury is retrograde, which means everyone's ability to communicate clearly is compromised. So practice what I'm calling enlightened detachment. When someone says something that bothers you, you just say, okay, and then let it go. Not because you are agreeing with them, not because you are accepting their version of reality, but because you are wise enough to know that this conversation can't be productive right now. Save it, hold it, and wait until March 10th when Mercury goes direct and every words actually match their meanings again. And then you can have the real conversation. Also, March 3rd arrives and it brings something even little heavy, a lunar eclipse at 12 degrees Virgo in your 4th house. The 4th house is your foundation, Gemini. It's your roots. It's your home, your family, your sense of belonging, your emotional security. And eclipses in there, they reveal what's been hidden. They force endings so that new beginnings can emerge. Lunar eclipses are about completion, about closure, about saying goodbye to what's no longer serving you. And this one is happening in the deepest, most private part of your chart. So what might look like for some of you it's about family, maybe a health concern with a family member, or maybe tension in your relationship that finally reaches a breaking point, maybe realizing that the family dynamics you've been tolerating are actually damaging you. And for some of you, it's about home. Maybe you need to move, maybe you need to sell property, or maybe you realize that where you are living isn't where you're meant to be. And for some of you, it's about emotional foundations. Maybe you realize that the sense of security you've been building your life on is actually an illusion. Maybe old childhood wounds come up that need to be healed. But here is what I want you to understand about eclipses. They are not punishments. They are course corrections. They are the cosmos saying you've been heading in a direction that's no longer aligned with your soul's path and we need to redirect you. So if something ends during this eclipse, trust that this is making room for something better. Trust that what leaves wasn't meant to stay. And here is what makes March so intense for you, Gemini. You have the career chaos and Mercury Retrograde lasting until March 20th, and you have this eclipse on March 3rd shaking your foundations. So the first 3 weeks of the month are asking you to navigate professional confusion while your family life is shifting. And I know it's a lot, but you are a mutable sign, you are adaptable, you are flexible, you can hold multiple contradictions at once, you can feel lost and still move forward. And you can be confused and still be okay. And then March 20th arrives and everything shifts. The sun moves into Aries. Venus moves into Aries and they both enter your 11th house, the house of hopes and dreams, of community and friendships, of the future you are building toward. The 11th house is where we find our people. It's where we connect with souls who sees us, who gets us, and who share our vision for what the world could be. It's where we dream bigger than we thought we were allowed to. And with both the sun and the Venus there, the vitality and beauty and magnetism all concentrated in this house of friendship and future, you get the hope again. You get to feel excited about what's coming instead of anxious about what's falling apart. Job interviews that can actually go well, networking that leads somewhere, and with the Venus there, romance might bloom through your friend circles, through shared communities. This is your reward for making it through the first 3 weeks. This is your reminder that after every dark, there's a dawn. Before we finish, I need to mention Saturn as well, because since February 14th, Saturn has been in Aries in your 11th house, and it's going to be there for 2.5 years. Saturn is the teacher. Saturn is the one who shows us where we are being lazy, where we are taking shortcuts, and where we are avoiding the work that needs to be done. And Saturn in your 11th house is asking you to look at your relationship with community, with friendships, and with your hopes for the future. Are you surrounding yourself with people who actually support your growth or people who keep you small? Are your dreams big enough for who you are becoming, or are you still dreaming the dreams of who you used to be? Or are you showing up for your community the way you want them to show up for you? These are the questions Saturn wants to sit with over the next 2.5 years. So here is what I want you to do this month, Gemini. I want you to practice patience. I want you to practice silence. Journal about it. Write down everything you are not saying out loud. Write about your career frustrations, the family tensions. Write about what the eclipse is showing you about your foundations, about what needs to end so something can begin. What would it mean to trust that silence has wisdom? Or what would it mean to let go of the need to be understood and just be okay with being misunderstood for a little while? I know this month sounds like a lot, but I also know you. I know your resilience. I know your gift for adaptation, for seeing multiple perspectives, for holding complexity. And you're going to make it through March. And when you do, when you arrive at March 20th, and feel that shift into Aries in your 11th house, into hope and community and possibility, you are going to understand why all of this was necessary. The career challenges are teaching you to choose your battles more wisely. The family tensions are showing you what foundations need to be rebuilt. The eclipse is clearing space for a stronger, more true version of home and security. And the silence you've been practicing now is teaching you that not everything needs to be said. So be patient with yourself, be gentle with your restless mind. Trust that after March 20th, you'll have so much more clarity. And thank you for being here with me, beautiful Gemini, and thank you for listening. Drop a comment below and tell me what's coming up for you this month. I want to hear your story. We are all in this together. Sending you so much love, so much trust, and so much faith that you are exactly where you need to be. Learning exactly what you need to learn. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of that beautiful, brilliant mind of yours.